There's a big shuffle going on at Toyota. Out with the old, in with the new. And while this affects the big heads and personnel at Toyota, this will have an enormous impact on their vehicles, battery electric vehicles, and software-defined vehicles. Let's get into it. If you're ready for Toyota to get their act together with battery electric vehicles, with software-defined vehicles, smash the heck out of that like button. What we have here is Global Toyota, we have Denso shaking things up, and we have Woven, Toyota's software-defined vehicle subsidiary. And we'll also talk a little bit at the end about fuel cells in the Port of California, as well as Honda adopting the NACS EV charger setup. All right, kicking it off, Toyota Motor Corp announces changes to organizational structure, executive structure, senior and professional senior management, employees. It's the big shuffle, guys. This all will happen October 1st. We'll see Toyota 2.0. Essentially, Toyota 1.0 has been all of Toyota's history up until now. And then October 1st, it becomes a more software-defined company. You could say more like Tesla in a lot of ways. The Japanese Tesla, at least, and how they're envisioning the company. It'll take some time, but these changes have to be made in order for them to get the ball rolling. Aiming to realize a mobility society, TMC is moving to the software implementation phase to build a social system platform. Accordingly, it intends to revise the software development structure of the Toyota Group. Also, to drive mobility-centered intelligence initiatives, TMC intends to establish a new organization for the integrated promotion of software-related businesses and software development, replacing its hitherto in-house structure of dispersed functions. It's a consolidation of all these small pieces working together disjointedly, and it's got them to where they're at. But as we move forward into a more software-based society, it all needs to be integrated into one piece, and that includes their subsidiaries as well, essentially. I mean, one way to look at it is you have Toyota Motor Group and all their subsidiaries, and you can think of it as a shelf. You have all these different books, Toyota Motor Corp being the biggest book. And then you have all these small volumes which represent Toyota Motor Group companies. Let's say Denso, Aishin, Toyota Tsusho, I think is another big one. All those books are essentially getting consolidated into one volume. Another way to look at it is if you have a bunch of different hard drives and you have data stored on a bunch of different hard drives, and you're always looking to find the right file, and it takes a long time in order for you to find that file. Think of it now going from like browsing through your computer directory and different hard drives to essentially just typing into Google and getting exactly what you want when you want it. That's a sort of a quantum leap Toyota is aiming for in terms of seamlessness between their subsidiaries. If you don't have your snacks and drinks yet, you better get them, buckle in, because we're going straight to the press release. TMC aims to realize mobility society in which all people can move freely, happily, and comfortably by evolving the car to be a more useful to society based on the essential values of the car that have been cultivated over the years, including safety, security, and lastly, but not least, in my opinion, is being fun to drive. To this end, TMC is transforming itself into a mobility company based on the Toyota mobility concept. TMC has long promoted the development in the field of connected services and technologies to connect people, vehicles, and society to create new value for cars. It's established in its in-house connected company in 2016 and has since built an infrastructure of connected services and technologies by expanding its businesses to include ITS implementation and the global rollout of connected cars. Meanwhile, Woven by Toyota realizes that software will be the driving force behind the transformation to high value-added mobility, including data services, energy, and integration with social systems. It is therefore endeavoring to enhance its software development capabilities through development of autonomous driving and its software platform, Arene, to enhance its software development capacity and to realize Toyota's mobility concept through the Woven City Mobility Test Course. Going forward, TMC intends to move to the phase of speeding up vehicle intelligence and software implementation to build a social system platform in which mobility becomes a part of the social system. To this end, 3 companies of TMC, woven by Toyota, and Denso, they will excel in software implementation within the Toyota Group, aim to strengthen collaboration to enhance the value of mobility through a software-centered approach. In line with this development, TMC will position software and hardware as its dual focus and replace its in-house structure of separated software-related functions with a software-first organization. This means the old way of making cars, building cars, developing cars is out the window starting October 1st. All of their new car development is going to be software-based. When will we start seeing these software-first cars? Probably 2026 with the introduction of the second generation, or you say third generation, depends on who you're asking, Lexus battery electric vehicle on the all-new platform with over 500 miles. Well, it could be 500 miles range potentially. All new motors, inverters, completely different platform. You'll have gigacasting as well. That is going to be the first software-based vehicle, and then it's going to be a waterfall effect from there. This isn't going to take, the rollout for these vehicles in old times, if they're doing anything new, it takes forever, and it's a slow, methodical rollout. But with software-defined vehicles, you essentially can do most of the testing development in a computer instead of building these models by hand and then testing them, which takes forever. Toyota's talked about this in the past, that bringing new vehicles to the market will take half the time. So instead of 6 years, we're talking 2 to 3 years. And it should, development costs also will be halved once this ball is up and rolling. So we'll be getting new models, new updates all the time, 2026 and beyond, as they move to software-defined vehicles. And you'll be able to get over-the-air updates, lickety-split, which we've never been able to do with Toyota or Lexus vehicles. So that means in 2026 and beyond, that's when they become Tesla-fied, or you could say even all like Rivian, Lucid as well, all of these upstart electric companies that have no hardware baggage and no historical baggage with internal combustions in the past. They're already pretty much on software-defined vehicles. Toyota's getting this big boat, this old rickety steamboat, and it's becoming like a jet-powered catamaran in 2026 and beyond. It's going to be exciting, a little bit nerve-wracking, I'm sure, for many at Toyota, because things move slowly. In the Japanese culture, they're typically, in the background playing chess, moving their pieces around, waiting for the market to happen. But they know they can't do that anymore. They have to get out ahead of the curve, or they could be losing their volume, losing their business, losing their customers. If they never got with the program, then they would be left behind in a software-defined society. So they broke it out. They tried to break it down here to make it as simple as possible. Toyota Motor Corporation, starting October 1st, their role is to drive mobility through intelligence initiatives. The main items of implementation are planning and overall design of car user interaction. So they're really there to build vehicles. That's how I see it. Woven by Toyota to drive the software transformation of the Toyota Group. And main items of implementation is through social system planning, establishment of a foundation for software development, application development, etc. And then you have the Denso, the mega supplier, one of the world's largest suppliers for automobiles, to be responsible for hardware. So if we head over to Denso's press release and the PDF, this is also, of course, happening October 1st. Yoshifumi Kato is going from Chief Technology Officer, and he's going to keep that role, but he's also adding Software Development Center and Executive Vice President of Toyota Motor Corporation. So he's getting more responsibility put on his back directly from Toyota. So Denso, I know Toyota spun off Denso years ago. It used to be fully owned subsidiary of Toyota. It's now going to be essentially completely controlled by Toyota, but not fully owned by Toyota, if that makes sense, which is good. They need to have this direct relationship with the supplier. More like Tesla does have that to some degree. And you can say Rivian is doing that where they're starting to build their motors in-house. It's essentially Denso becoming more Toyota than they have been in a long time. And president of J-Quad Dynamics, Hajime Kumabe, is now the president of Woven. Mr. Kuffner is stepping down. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. And Koji Watanabe is taking Kumabe's role as president of J-Quad Dynamics. And J-Quad, from my understanding, is kind of like an autonomous driving company that consists of Aishin, Denso, Toyota, etc. All right, we're going to keep moving. So Woven by Toyota, this is their software company to build vehicles. To put it simply, I guess you could say. They have new board members, Kumabe, like we just mentioned, as well as John Absmeyer. And James Kuffner is stepping down, but he's still staying with Toyota. His role is changing. So he's stepping down from Director and Chief Executive Officer of Woven, and he's going to be appointed October 1st Senior Fellow of Toyota Motor Corp, in which he says he'll manage the professional development of our software engineers and promote the principles of quality software development globally. Hajime Kumabe, the new CEO of Woven, on October 1st says, "I am honored to receive the baton from James and become Woven by Toyota's new CEO on October 1st. The automotive industry is said to be going through a once-in-a-century transformation in which the role of software is becoming increasingly more important. I believe my mission as CEO of Woven by Toyota is lead the company in becoming the front runner in BEV and software development vehicle era through the creation of high-quality software for automobiles. We will revolutionize the development and utilization of software in the automotive industry and support Toyota's transformation into a true mobility company." If you're still confused about Woven by Toyota, here's what they have to say about themselves. Woven by Toyota is a mobility technology subsidiary of Toyota Motor Corporation. Our mission is to deliver safe, intelligent, human-centered mobility for all. Through our Arene mobility software platform, Safety First, automated driving technology, and Toyota Woven City, our first test course for advanced mobility, we're bringing greater freedom, safety, and happiness to people and society. And you can learn more about our work at woven.toyota. I know this news is a little dry, but this is monumental for Toyota as they become a software developed vehicle company starting October 1st with the new changes. Not only Toyota, but all their subsidiaries, all being consolidated into the same directory is kind of how I see it, where instead of pulling books off the shelf and thumbing through pages, Toyota is now going to be essentially the search engine. So you're going from material books on a shelf and building cars and reading and absorbing information the old way to the modern era of software. So your books are all on one little tablet now on your Kindle. You can take them with you wherever you go, essentially, and Toyota is becoming a completely different company starting October 1st. It's hard to imagine the differences right off the bat, but we should see evidence of these huge differences starting with, like I said, Lexus's first battery electric vehicle on its new platform starting in 2026. All right, other news with Toyota. Fuel Cell Energy and Toyota announced completion of world's first Tri-gen production system. Tri-gen means renewable electricity, renewable hydrogen, and usable water. This marks Toyota's first port vehicle processing facility in the world to be powered by on-site generated 100% renewable electricity. The company Fuel Cell Energy has been contracted with Toyota to supply the products of Tri-gen under a 20-year purchase agreement. It looks like Fuel Cell Energy is able to convert biogas and renewable biogas into electricity, hydrogen, and usable water with a highly efficient combustion-free process that emits virtually no air pollutants. Tri-gen produces 2.3 megawatts of renewable energy, part of which will be taken or off-taken by TLS Long Beach to support its operations at the port, which processes approximately 200,000 new Toyota Lexus vehicles annually. Fuel cell, this system can produce up to 1,200 kilograms per day of hydrogen, which will provide TLS Long Beach's fueling needs for its incoming light-duty fuel cell electric vehicle Mirai, while also supplying hydrogen to the nearby heavy-duty hydrogen refueling station to support TLS logistics and dryage operations at the port. 1,400 gallons of water will be co-produced per day from Tri-gen's hydrogen production process and will be used by TLS Long Beach for car wash operations for vehicles that come into port prior to customer delivery. This will decrease the constrained local water supplies by approximately 500,000 gallons per year. Pretty neat stuff going on over at the Port of Long Beach. Now, Honda. adopting North American charging standard for its models in North America starting in 2025. The writing was on the wall because we know General Motors just said the same thing not that long ago. So it was inevitable in my opinion. But you might be saying, Kirk, what about the Prologue? What about the ZDX? It's launching in 2024. Well, that's crazy. There's only going to be a year of electric vehicle production for Honda and Acura that don't have the NACS port. But what are they going to do for those vehicles with the CCS1 charging port? Well, Honda says they're being developed to be compatible with the NACS through the use of a charging adapter. So there you have it. You don't have to worry too much if you are an early adopter of the ZDX as well as the Prologue, because you will get the NACS adapter to help you out charging at those Tesla superchargers and any other chargers in the future that adopt NACS as well. And just to remind you guys, remember Honda recently announced that is starting up a joint venture with 7 other automakers, which is BMW, General Motors, Hyundai, Kia, Mercedes, and Stellantis. And they're building a high-powered charging network for EVs in North America with the aim of building reliable charging infrastructure. But I'll end it there. I'll see you guys down below on software-defined vehicles and Toyota becoming more Tesla-like starting now, essentially October 1st, and we'll see fruits of this big jump in corporate restructuring and personnel restructuring. We'll see this manifest in 2026, like I said, with that Lexus BEV with massive range, massive performance, new software like we've never seen before. We'll probably see the first Toyota on this system in 2027, I would say, and it might be a bunch of new Toyotas in 2027 as well as a bunch of new Lexuses therefore as well. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Smash the like button if you made this far. That's amazing, because this news today wasn't exactly easy for me to pump out because it's not flashy, it's not exciting, there's no product reveal or any tangibles. It's just the foundation that's being built for Toyota in order to change their company and change the world. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day and peace.